book. Now, after having done those biographic books, I thought that, under the camouflage of fiction, I could speak about actually Sri Mataji, but in such a way that it's not, that it is not too much. That is not too much. Because we need to bring Sri Mataji with a certain sense of discrimination. You have this amazing situation now in this country where remember me a bit of the work of Les Voyages de Gulliver. Whether we should go by yoga or by meditation. But actually we should go by common sense. And with common sense, we need to be a bit sensitive to the target groups to whom we talk. And so fiction was a way to talk about the reality that Sri Mataji has opened for us, but in a manner that wouldn't give them too many options to run away. Now the first book, who has read the first Legend of? Yeah, few of you.
It's still available.
Still available. But on the advice of Alan, I must confess, the second book is written as a standalone. So it's not absolutely necessary that you read the first book to read the second one, and there is a lexicon which explains. So what I was trying to tell you is this notion of avastas is, yes, basically, if we are today the disciple of Mother, it means we have a long history behind us. In that long history behind us, once upon a time, we knew and we lost that knowledge. And so for us, it's reclaiming back our inheritance in terms of Vidya, which she made possible. Because she didn't give us only the Vidya, she gave us the key to access the Vidya. She gave us, for those who were with her, she gave the training on top of the knowledge, but now she gave the key to rediscover the entire landscape of who we are within, which is described in various ways. So this book, he didn't agree with this, so I proudly disagree with him sometimes, because here it's written, we knock on heaven's door, but the handle is on the other side. So he thinks this sounds a bit Bob Dylanish, and Bob Dylan, give me a break, He became a Catholic, which shows that we are in Kali Yuga. But, what I want to say is that we knock on heaven's door, but the handle is on the other side. It's one of the critical messages. You see, because we're in a culture of achievers. We are the West, and modernity, which has followed the world, is in a culture of achievement. And people today, when they're interested in their spirituality, they want to achieve success, while actually the handle is on the other side. You can't open the door. So I have tried through this book to explain that actually the entire art of accessing the heavens is to allow it to happen. So it's not something you can conquer, it's not something that you can achieve or master, but you can open the heavens door by learning how to make it happen. And there is a chapter in this book which is the Avahan power. You know that at the beginning of a puja there is the Avahan, where we invite the deities and so on. And behind that there is something which is very important for all of us who need to grow in our spirituality, is how do we connect with the heavens? How do we connect with the city of God? How do we connect with the Param Chaitanya? And there is an art which will bring where we want to be, which is on the other side of heaven's door, that is in the heavens, but it's not by knocking, and it's not definitely by doing like Arsène Lupin and trying to force the entrance. We can't be too smart. Okay, so see, in this book, I won't dwell how it relates to the first book, because some of you have not read the first book, but in this book you do have an exposure of the three feathers. For you it will be transparent, but not for non-yogis. The three feathers are obviously the three gunas. So you have the blue, the yellow, and the white one. For you, it's transparent. How they interact. Our world history has been driven by, one feather first and then the other, up to more or less the Indo-Aryan invasion of nomadic tribe. You had sedentary population. We were worshipping the goddess, and this was still under the overlordship of the blue feather. And then we moved to the yellow feather, and from there on up to now, the yellow feather has been ruling. But the yellow feather being linear is, of course, carrying its own destruction. In the same way that capitalism in this country, it's exactly part of the same story. Capitalism in this country is destroying itself because it is linear. Because it's all right to create prosperity, which was, this country, but it's not all right to carry on with such amount of greed. Okay? So that's all the yellow feather. So, the book sort of takes you through the various feathers. And then at the end of the book, you have the breaking of the seventh seal. And the breaking of the seventh seal, you will say, okay, it's obviously the opening of the Sahasrara. But what is explained here is that it's actually... Are you okay? It's too complicated?
Yes.
Are you with me? Okay. It's actually not just the opening of the Sahasrara, which it is, but it is realizing the dimension of collective consciousness, which is the big... you had incarnation before, they gave realization, some of them, they were completely divine, no doubt about it, but no one did what Sri Mataji did, which is the awakening of the collective being. And this is the big, 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 big mystery of such. And that is the relationship to the fifth house, which is called Anor. You have 6 houses. 7 is the house of Ni, but the house of Ni is beyond, okay? The first house is Kalabam, Sri Ganesh. Second house is Falkiliat, the creators, those who are active, the architect, the poets. No? Third house, which is Sri Vishnu, is El Nur, has to do with the water world and evolution and balancing. Fourth house is Elexim, it's the heart. No? And it's very powerful, and you do have exposure of Elexim through a chapter called The Shawl of Elexim, which is of course the shawl of Sri Mataji. You will see if you read this book that I'm talking, that Mother is completely within this book, but without me saying so. And hopefully some people, having read that will, get a bit closer to the destination. So you have Elexim, and then after Elexim you have Anor. Now, my dear friends, Anor is the fifth house, and Anor is America. The Americas, all right? And Anor is about keeping the togetherness of the tribe, all right? This is the mission of Anor in the book, is that each tribe has its mission, but Anor keeps the togetherness. So that is linked to the big breaking of the seventh seal. See, when you come, what makes you an American? I have seen some mail among yourselves where someone say, we are born American, you are Turks, you are Indians. You see, what makes someone an American? These are people who left the countries for a new world. They left the land of their ancestors, they left their relatives, they left their cities, because they were ready to become part of a new nation. It's the only nation which has been constructed in that manner. And the divine was behind it, because the way Sri Mataji spoke about the founding fathers of this country is full of appreciation. Okay? So when you are American, who are you? You are someone who is ready to lose its own definitions, to lose its own conditioning, to become part of something bigger. And it's big because it's the land of the Virata. And this bigger thing is that nation, which was the United States of America here, and you came here to be part of the land of the free. And that is spiritual. And if you come as Sahaja Yogi in America, you are American because in the same way that you come to be part, you come to be in this melting pot where you are no longer Indian, Turk, Swiss, or whatever, but you are American. But in the same way, we need to lose whatever our conditioning to be part of that collective being. Okay? So Anor is a prefiguration of the great, history-making, trend-breaking advent of Sri Mataji, which has initiated her new child, which is a collective child. So, I speak a bit about Anor, not too much, because I thought that I would write another book about Anor, which I won't do. But there are some indication about Anor. Also, who is the enemy of Anor? Who is the enemy of Anor? What makes you fail in bringing togetherness, in bringing the cohesion of the tribe, which is your mission? See, today the Sahaj world is divided. It's divided in Russia, it's divided in India, it's divided in every country which matter on the map. That's why I'm very happy to be Swiss, because it's so small that the devil didn't bother. We were under the radar. But I've been involved in these things for longer than you. You just find yourself now in America, where there is some dissent, which is getting discussed outside of your borders, by the way. So some people say, oh, it's just a few irrelevant people and idiots and groupism and uncollected. But it's already, the genie is out of the bottle. Actually, no one having an enforcement authority in Sahaja Yoga, you can't just say, come in line. We bring unity through, a dynamic powered by what Mother wanted, which is love between us, or we will not succeed. I just wanted to write something that I found by chance, something I wrote in my diary sometime back 3 years ago. My master said, who is my master? My master said, you have seen the light, be prepared to see the darkness. Repeat. You have seen the light, be prepared to see the darkness. I am staring at it, I am staring into it. But if I search into myself, my desire is to be able to love. A spark, a match, a glow to start burning the thickness of this black fog. And another spark, another small light, and we shall find the meaning of the Christmas tree to become what we wanted to be all together. All together is important in this. And you who have the good fortune to be American Sahaja Yogis, this is the challenge. And if you can solve this challenge in your country, in this country, which is meant to solve it, because unity has to be preserved and defended here, but in an intelligent manner, not in denying that there is a problem, because that doesn't work. Unity is something that is not just follow the leader or follow the powerful. Because if that would be what needs to be done, then, of course, everyone who dissent is wrong and anti-collective. And you apply this logic to India at the time of Mahatma Gandhi. Who was the dissenter? Who was the troublemaker? It was the Mahatma Gandhi. It wasn't the British, because you wanted unity. Unity was Pax Britannica. So you see, if one wants unity, one needs to respect the other, one needs to listen, and one needs to find the axis of truth. So that work, that challenge is before American Sahaja Yogis today. And if they can solve it, they will have the entire world, because the entire world is divided for no fault of the Americans. So if America is divided today as a Sahaj community, it's not the fault of the American Sahaja Yogis, because they feel bad, because it's so ridiculous, obviously. We all look like clowns in a silly sect. But it's not that. It is a serious matter. There has been an attack on our collective. There has been a corrosion, a toxic corrosion flowing into that, which was meant to be, because it is a test. When incarnation leaves, always there is a crisis. So that was meant to be. And here in America, if you solve it for America, I assume, pray, and desire that you solving it for America will help us all solving it everywhere. Okay? So you have some ingredients in this book, which was written much before one invented an unnecessary fight over words. There is, an explanation of what it is that brings us together and what it is that separates us. There are two forces. One is centrifugal, the other one is centripetal. And one leads to destruction, and the other one leads to the axis. And the axis of the Sushumna is where we can grow. So, I think
I
that...
was hoping you might get round to reading a wee bit.
Yeah, but I thought...
Well, that's all fascinating. I'm as fascinated as
Yeah,
anyone else.
I thought, it's 5:30, we have until 6 o'clock. Oh yeah, question and answer. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading. But it's such a small
Of course.
family group
Yes.
that I spoke about family matters. huh?
Excellent.
That's what I
Of
did.
course.
Because last time we did this thing, you remember, it was another public, then we spoke differently. So, Okay, I will give
I've
you
got to
just...
explain to you, by the way, the job of a publisher isn't to impose his view on a writer. The job of a publisher, if he's any good, is to help the writer say what the writer wants to say. So if the writer wants knocking on the heaven's door, that's what they get, right? It's not that, because if I want to write a book, I'll write my own book, won't I? And I'll put on the cover what I want on the cover. So the essence is,
yeah.
the key thing is for the author to be able to say what he wants to say.
And I accept your point that Bob Dylan is not...
Well, nobody
The
knows
last
who
one.
he is unless they're 90 years of
exactly.
age.
But when Srimataji visited me, you are still here, my brother. Mother actually visited me in Kathmandu. I made her listen to Like a Rolling Stone, which is a song of Dylan. I made her listen to that.
Nice.
And she said he's a seeker. So at that time, that was a compliment. Okay, so poor thing, becoming a Catholic. I can't believe it. Now, I am going to write a few passages on some elements of what I'm trying to share, which is a distillation of what I understood from others, inputs and teachings and training. And so this is about women, all right? So one of the Alexim sisters is in South Algeria, near Tan Maraset, and there is an old Tuareg lady who has appeared and talked with her.